My friends, do you know how to enter a meditative state anytime, anywhere in daily life? In today's episode, I will share with you two dynamic meditation practices. They can help you comprehend the true essence of meditation. Let you realize that meditation is possible anytime, anywhere in life. When your life successfully steps into this new dimension, you will no longer be who you were. You will begin to gradually experience the peace and joy of being fully present in the moment and start receiving more inspiration and wisdom. Listen carefully to this episode. Believe me, this will be one of the greatest aids on your path to self-improvement. If you practice the methods I discuss and apply them in your daily life for a period of time, I believe you will notice changes in yourself. One of the biggest problems troubling us now is that our attention is gradually weakening. The reason you can't control your thoughts, emotions keep arising, and attention is lacking is because your consciousness isn't free enough, or in other words, your concentration is too weak. As a result, more and more people are starting to practice meditation. They want to quiet their minds through meditation. But why are there so few people who can truly persist in high-quality sitting meditation every day? The reason is that we haven't fully grasped the essence of meditation, so much so that we formalize it, ritualize it, even mystify it. If you want to become a true practitioner of meditation, you first need to break these ingrained notions about meditation, that you must sit cross-legged in a specific place, close your eyes and make fixed hand gestures. Even go as far as lighting incense, playing music, changing clothes, and so on. When you think that only by meeting certain external conditions can you begin to meditate, you have already become attached. Sitting meditation is certainly a good method, but when it exists independently, detached from the mindfulness and concentration in your daily clothing, eating, sitting, lying, and walking, it loses its inherent meaning. In that case, you are unlikely to achieve substantial breakthroughs in meditation practice. You should know that from the perspective of true cultivation, we are not supposed to forcefully squeeze out some time for sitting meditation amidst a life filled with chaotic thoughts and unconscious behaviors. What we truly need to do is to live life with a state of mindfulness and meditation. The former is technique, the latter is the way. When you comprehend the true essence of meditation, you will no longer be bound by any form, time, or space. At this point, you will truly integrate meditation into your daily life. You can allow yourself to enter a meditative state anytime, anywhere. Enter a Zen state, enter a state of emptiness. Only meditation that reaches this realm can transform your life to the greatest extent. All right, next I will share two training methods that can help you enter meditation anytime, anywhere. First method, full consciousness of perception. We can observe our own arising thoughts, observe the automated reaction patterns of our thinking. Similarly, we can observe and feel the external world. But remember what I have said before? True introspection is using inner observation, not looking inward. That is to observe with your entire complete consciousness, not using your mind's thinking and cognition to understand, analyze, and judge inwardly or outwardly. From this perspective, when we interact with the external world, most of the time, we are not at the level of pure consciousness. Rather, we unconsciously slip into the traps of thinking without realizing it. Because when you see, smell, hear, and touch the external world, you have already habitually added many of your own concepts at the first instance. It is these things you add that consume your consciousness in an instant. That's why there's a saying, when you are admiring a flower, be cautious. Your energy may have been dissipated by that flower. Let's use the example of looking at a flower. When you're walking down the road, you suddenly see a flower blooming beautifully by the roadside. It catches your attention and you stop to look. You can't help but exclaim, "What a beautiful flower. This is my favorite color. How can such a beautiful flower grow by the roadside? What is the name of this flower? Is it wild or was it planted?" Then you think, "What a pity. Such a beautiful flower will wither in no time," and so on. See? A single flower gives rise to numerous thoughts. You should know that each of your thoughts is transformed from your conscious energy. When you are having these thoughts, meaning when you think the one generating these thoughts is yourself, that is precisely when your consciousness is dissipating. Let's think about it. If this flower were not growing by the roadside, but happened to be in Lin Dayu's garden? Exactly. Perhaps the outcome would be Dayu bearing the flowers. Such seemingly melancholic romance is actually an unconscious behavior, completely driven by habitual thinking patterns. So Dayu's suffering is the suffering of thoughts, a tragedy of a painful ego living without any freedom of conscious energy. What I want to tell you is, if you view the flower in this way, it's not you observing the flower, but the flower absorbing your attention and dissipating your consciousness. At this moment, the flower becomes a medium that absorbs your conscious energy. Your consciousness has been unconsciously dissipated in the process of looking at the flower. Today, we talk about the flower merely as a representation. When facing everything in the external world, you must guard your consciousness, maintain awareness to feel, observe, and engage. This is where we need to cultivate. When you use your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body to contact anything, you must always be aware of your own thinking. Try not to let your mind intervene. Do not generate any definitions or judgments, not even descriptions. Just keep your mind quiet to observe and feel. What you need to experience is a state of full attention investment, a state of pure life consciousness without any thoughts or distractions beyond awareness. This training of pure consciousness perception is actually the best dynamic meditation in your daily life. You can maintain it several times a day, allowing yourself at any comfortable time and place to immerse yourself in this full consciousness perception anytime, anywhere. For example, you can observe and feel a leaf, an ant, a tree, fish in an aquarium, the glass in your hand, some children playing nearby, passing pedestrians, the grain of your desk where you usually work, and so on. Everything that appears randomly or has always existed in your life. Even if each time is only a few minutes, it will be an important moment when your free consciousness is present in the now. It's a significant step towards liberating from the mind and elevating internally. You have to focus on observing and feeling those details you usually overlook. For example, the patterns and shapes on a tree branch and the state of water loss. For example, the movement trajectory of ants, the movement and changes of white clouds, the way a flag waves in the wind, the feeling of your hand touching the tree trunk, the sound of the wind blowing past your ears, the words and actions of children, and so on. At this time, you will find that you can actually see and feel many things that you couldn't before. Be sure to remember during the entire process, you must completely let go of your mind, let go of your thoughts, let go of your judgments. Have no thoughts at all. Even forget the names of the objects you're observing. Just observe and feel. This seemingly idle behavior of spacing out anytime, anywhere, is one of the best dynamic meditation practices. Okay, after discussing the first dynamic meditation method, full consciousness of perception. Next, let's talk about the second dynamic meditation method, full consciousness of action. If the previous method is about actively pausing in daily life for a meditation practice, then the meditation training to follow utilizes those habitual, repetitive things we do almost every day. We make use of the times when our minds are wandering, nourishing negative emotions, to meditate. First, let's roughly sort out. How many things in your daily life are tasks you repeat every day or every few days? For example, eating, sleeping, washing your face, brushing your teeth, bathing, making tea, going to the bathroom, walking, exercising, driving to and from work, waiting for your child after school, doing housework, and so on. If you examine a bit, you will find that when you do these things, tasks you're so familiar with that you don't need to think about how to do them. Why is it that your mind is spinning nonstop? You see, something interesting happens. Your body is indeed in action in the present moment, but your consciousness is absent. That's right, it has been consumed by your thoughts. So let me ask, a body that is acting without consciousness, that is you doing familiar things numbly while daydreaming, isn't that essentially a puppet? But this is the normal state for many of us today. It's also the fundamental reason why so many people struggle and suffer emotionally. Take eating, for example. Although we've been eating for decades, we still don't know how to eat, because our speed and rhythm of eating are chaotic, entirely following the thoughts in our minds. When eating, we can't truly taste the food itself, nor do we know how full we are. All of this is because our attention is not on eating. The consciousness we should invest in the act of eating in the present has been entirely consumed by the mind's thoughts. Thoughts make us live in the illusory past and future, even though our bodies are numbly acting in the present moment. Remember what I have said before. Any arising thought is the origin of your emotions. Thinking about past events brings sadness, depression, and melancholy. Thinking about future events brings anxiety and fear. Therefore, during these habitual, repetitive tasks we must do every day, tasks that don't require conscious thought, we practice cutting off from thoughts and investing consciousness in the present. This is one of the best forms of cultivation. It is the second meditation method of mindfulness I want to share with you. The specific method is simple. You just need to, during the process of doing specific tasks that don't require conscious thought, deliberately and completely untie from thinking. Don't engage in any other thoughts. Just fully invest all your attention in the process of this task. Take bathing, for example. You might ask yourself a question: do I really need to think during the time I'm taking a shower? Moreover, what I'm thinking about is repetitive, can't be turned into immediate action, meaningless, and can only bring negative emotions. The answer is obvious. I don't need to use this shower time to think. So please feel at ease to enter meditation while bathing. Moreover, wisdom and inspiration often burst forth only after you've cleared the clutter from your mind, not when you're thinking incessantly. When you're bathing, you just need to focus all your attention on the sensations of water touching your hair, face, body, and skin, the feeling of your hands gliding over your scalp and skin, the temperature of the water, the sensation of shower gel on your body. You can even observe how water flows out of the shower head. Listen to the sound of the water flow, and so on. But at the same time, you must remain aware of any thoughts that arise. Know when the thinker reappears. Note that when you realize you're thinking again, don't criticize yourself. You just need to use awareness to recognize your thoughts. Then quietly return your attention to the sensations of your body. Return to the present moment. Continue bathing with your body. Repeat this over and over. Of course, it's not just bathing. When you can bring this full consciousness action into your daily life, you will find that the situations where you used to daydream, be lost in thoughts, and immerse in various negative emotions can all become your best meditation training ground. You don't have to drop everything and find a place to sit. These processes during which you do repetitive tasks every day, consciously unbinding from thoughts and entering the experience of a thoughtless state, are the best dynamic meditation practices. To let free consciousness be present in the now and to enhance concentration and consciousness. Of course, it may be difficult to change habits developed over decades right away. So I suggest you start by setting aside one day a week as your mindfulness meditation day. On this day, try your best to disconnect from thoughts during some daily activities. Maintain this full consciousness action. At the same time, you can pick one thing you do every day, such as lunch, bathing, walking, brushing your teeth, etc. Then before doing this, remind yourself, I'm going to have a mindful lunch next, or I'm about to take a mindful hot shower. Every day, maintain a state of full consciousness during one activity. You see, cultivation lies in the details, starting from the small things in daily life. After a certain period of training, when you can freely and spontaneously enter full consciousness perception and full consciousness action, this state of dynamic meditation, then when you do sitting meditation practices, you will feel extremely relaxed and joyful. You will more profoundly experience the state Laozi described. Observe the wonders by constantly being desireless. Finally, I want to emphasize one more point. Although there are countless teachings on how to meditate, in various forms, you only need to remember one thing. The more complicated and mystical it sounds, the less true it is, and the more it stays at the level of technique. In fact, if we sum up the meditation method in one sentence, it's to unbind from the thoughts in your mind, to proactively use consciousness to connect with that tranquil and infinite space without the limitations of thought, allowing miraculous transformations to occur there, letting divine consciousness descend there. All right, thank you very much for listening up to here. I hope it has touched and inspired you. See you next time.